Hello friends, I'm Josh. This is Josh Updates Stuff, the show where I update you on stuff going on with me, with the LEGO world, with our little YouTube channel that we got going on. The first segment in today's show is the name of the show's decision. I say I'm still not decided on Josh Updates Stuff. I kind of am. I mostly just want some consistency across this and the previous couple of videos that we've done. This is the 5th episode of this show that we're doing. The one thing that is still up in the air is whether or not this will be a weekly show or a bi-weekly show. Bi-weekly meaning once every 2 weeks, not twice every 1 week, because English is difficult as a language. We got some name recommendations for the show. DCLXVids, who I recognize from the comments section, he said Josh Breaks Down Stuff. I like that name, mostly because it's like we could use the Josh Breaks Stuff as JBS, keeps the same initials that we already have going on the channel. Luke Kane, a while ago, this was in a previous video, he would said we could call this Patch Notes, which I like because I like video games and software development, and both of those things get patch notes. I don't know that everyone would understand that, but I like that. Adrian, who is a long time commenter on the channel, said Josh Update Stuff is a pretty good name, Josh, so maybe we'll stick with that one. Also, we got the one question that I don't know if it was intended for this Q&A section of the video, but if you do have questions that you would like to ask me, this is a great time for me to answer them. So go ahead and leave questions in the comments down below. I will do my best to answer them. But the Mocker asked a question and said, of all the Speed Champions sets that you have reviewed thus far, which car is your favorite? And that is a great question, and I'll tell all of you right now what I told him, and that's that I'm going to answer that in a different video because there have been so many Speed Champions videos, and I'm running out of new sets to build and review that I might make an additional Speed Champions video that not many people will like, but I will like making it, so keep an eye out for that. But short answer, I don't know, maybe the Koenigsegg. That one is pretty cool. Here's something exciting that we did this week. As recent as yesterday, when I'm making this video, it was Thursday evening on Michaela Snot Okay's channel. I've mentioned her before in the last one of these update videos. I had said, go watch Thoughtful Bricks episode 1. And then I was, after that, invited to be on Thoughtful Bricks episode 2, where we talked about anxiety and related it to the LEGO world. It was a great several hour long conversation with a bunch of other great people on the panel, and I would encourage everyone to go watch it. The conversation was fun, but also really engaging, really interesting, hearing other people's perspective on content creation in the world of LEGO and, like, I don't know, having kids and all kinds of other great topics, all kind of circling around this main topic of anxiety. Again, I would very much encourage you to go watch that and go subscribe to all the other lovely people that were also able to be a part of that stream. In the world of LEGO, it was a slightly slower week in terms of new releases and upcoming releases. We'll talk about those, and then we will talk about some channel updates, some life updates, and some other stuff if we have time. I mean, I have all the time in the world. It just depends on how long I want to make this video. New releases in the LEGO world. I think the typewriter actually came out in the last week. I think it's only for VIPs, but I mean, that's a free thing to sign up for. We talked a little about this before. My thoughts have not changed on it. I'm still not going to get it, but I still think it is a beautiful set. I did also talk about this Speed Champions Ford Bronco and Ford GT set that I did not yet have before, and I was like, maybe this video will get reviewed in this last week. I did order this. I got it on Wednesday. I built it after Wednesday at some point there in the table behind me. That was a fun little set. I will be reviewing that probably next week. I don't think this is a new release in the past week, but it came out relatively recently. Here's a weird one. I don't think this set is out yet, but a lot of reviewers have gotten copies, so you can find reviews of this set. I am definitely not a shoe guy. I mean, I wear shoes out of necessity for the most part, but a lot of people like shoes. Sneakerheads is, I think, what they call them. Here's some LEGO sneakers. They are Adidas sneakers. I am very curious to get the opinions of some of my shoe-loving friends on this particular set. It's cool for sure, just like from I guess an engineering perspective, but even so, if I saw this a couple years ago and you said this is an official LEGO set, I'd be like, nah, I don't think LEGO's going to make a set about a shoe. But lo and behold, here we are. People are excited that the shoelace is now technically an official Lego piece. So this is the official Lego shoelace, and people can use it in their own creations, I guess, and not be doing anything illegal in the eyes of Lego. What else? I don't know if this was just announced or what. I saw this recently, and I'm only bringing attention to it because I'm not even that crazy about the Mario sets. I think I will be once my kids are a little older and they'll be able to actually like play the little phone game with them. But like this set, I wanted to look at because it's so different from the others. A lot of the other Mario sets are like just pieces that you can use to build a course, and I'm sure you can interact with this one as a course piece as well. But it's also kind of like a play set, and that's the kind of set I'd be more interested in. So I'm curious if Lego's going to do more stuff like this. Like this is basically a play set, but I imagine it still has a bunch of the interactive features that you get for the app with which you can interact with this same set. I kind of channeled a little Jeff Goldblum there. A little. It's a wonderful set. Life finds a way. What else from Lego? That's me. That's not what I'm looking for. Oh, there was a leak. It's a Ford Raptor from Lego Technic. I like Lego Technic. I am not really a pickup truck guy. I do live in Texas, so I have my windows closed so they don't hear me saying that too loudly. I guess Ford Raptors are okay, but like I don't think I'll pick up this set. If it's a decent price, if it comes out not August 1st with a billion other sets in America, and I'm kind of jonesing for some content or for a new Technic build, maybe I'll take a look at this one. But it's very early pictures. Obviously, we have one small blurry picture of this set. So more to come on that when we get some clearer pictures. I think that's all in the world of new and upcoming Lego. It's now time for our segment of segments are weird. It's now time to give some shout outs to some other creators. It's Shoutout Saturday after all. Last week we talked about Michaela from Snot OK, who was doing the Thoughtful Bricks thing. Today I want to talk about Ben from Ben's Brick Designs. BBD, we call him for short. He was also, he's a fellow Austinite. We're all in the general Austin area. We all share a Lego store. That's one way to put it. I've mentioned him on my channel before because I built one of his little microfighters. He did a microfighter of the Razor Crest. He builds a lot of custom microfighter mocks. You can get the instructions for those on his Rebrickable page. He has a bunch of super cool stuff up in there, but he also does stuff on YouTube. He's also just a super nice, super cool guy. He was also on the Thoughtful Bricks panel with me this past week. So please go check him out. Go subscribe to him because I think he's a pretty cool dude. Content and personal updates. It's a funny thing because those two things seem to be inversely proportional or mutually exclusive. Basically, the more things I do in real life, the less content there is on the Lego channel, and vice versa. If there's a bunch of stuff on the Lego channel, probably means I didn't do very much this past week. In this case, there were 2 new videos to go up this week. A review of some of the new Disney BrickHeadz. That's the picture that I chose to show you. And then something different for the channel, but I really enjoyed making it. I hope people enjoyed watching it. I did a quote-unquote review of the Everyone is Awesome set that I've had for a long time, or since June 1st. I did something different. As you can see, it's just me reading my thoughts from a piece of paper. It's not as funny as other videos. It's not as high energy as other videos, but I enjoyed making this a lot nonetheless, and it's very different from my usual stuff, and for that reason, you should watch it even more. Basically, here's a spoiler alert. It's just about love. Just love each other. Just be nice to each other. That's all what it is. That's all it is. Okay. Y'all want some personal updates? Because there wasn't a whole lot on the channel this week, I did a lot of other stuff this week. For one, I had to mow that lawn. It's getting hot here in Texas. The grass is growing quicker and quicker, and it's funny because we talk here about Lego leaks and calling it patch notes, but I'm dealing with real leaks and real patches in kid-size inflatable kiddie pools because, like I said, it's hot outside, and so I got to keep the lawn mowed so that my kids can play in the pool out back in the summertime. But you gotta be careful because you don't want to leave lawn clippings all over the lawn, because then the kids, they get in the pool, they run out of the pool, their feet get covered in grass, they jump back in the pool gets full of grass. It is, I don't know, a dad's conundrum. Right now, I don't have the best method of keeping that. If there's other dads out there or just dudes who have a lot of experience with kiddie pools, then feel free to share your thoughts down below. But right now, what I'm doing is I'm laying a tarp down in front of the pool, filling that up with like extra hose water, and then the kids, they run through that first. It's like a little foot wash, and then they step into the pool so that they're not tracking the grass into the pool. It's like a pre-pool foot wash before you get into the actual pool. If other dads or other dudes out there have other, advice on how to deal with kiddie pools, let me know. That was the lawn update. I did actually promise a lawn update to other people. In other news, in my personal life, I went to Six Flags this week. Six Flags Fiesta, Texas. Why did I do that? I did that because the AC went out in my house. Those two events did actually happen. They are actually unrelated. I did not go to Six Flags with my own family or my own kids. I guess they were kind of my family. A couple of my nieces and nephews were going. They needed an extra parental adult chaperone. I guess I kind of volunteered. I love theme parks, and I was like, that'll be fun to do. So I went down there with them, helped out where I could, spent the whole day walking around outside in the heat of Texas down by San Antonio. It was a fun day. But while I was down in Six Flags, my wife was at home with the children, and our air conditioner stopped working, which may not seem like a huge deal to everyone out there. But in Texas, it is just now starting to get up into the mid 90s in the middle of the day. And so it was 85, 86 degrees in our house, in our living room. And so we slept at my in-laws' house, who live next door to me, because my life is an episode of Everybody Loves Raymond. Deborah. I'm working on my Ray impression. We slept at my parents' house, my wife's parents' house, that night, because it was 87 degrees in our master bedroom when I got home from a full day of being outside at Six Flags. So that was fun. We have since gotten our AC repaired and fixed, so it is now a comfortable temperature inside our own house. Also, y'all watching TV? I don't actually watch a ton of TV, but there's a couple of things that I have watched or am watching right now, including Loki. That's good. I only watched the first episode. I'm excited about that show, The Bad Batch. I am not as excited about that show, but it's fine for what it is. I'm excited to see where it's going, but like episode to episode, I'm like, these parts are weird. The kid is, kind of annoying. I'm interested to get other people's opinions on that show as well. I also watched Bo Burnham's special, the Netflix special called Inside. It is weird and wild, and I loved it so much. I love that dude just like as a dude, as a personality, as a character, as a comedian, just like, I don't know. He's very introspective and kind of tells it how it is. It's not appropriate for children. If you are a child or have children, put them to bed. Watch that one yourself. It's a weird one for sure. Also, E3 was this past week. In that, here's a slight tangent. In that Thoughtful Bricks episode that we did with Michaela, she had asked everyone on the panel, hey, what are you going to do this week to reduce anxiety? And I was having a lot of trouble thinking about what could I do to reduce anxiety? It's a harder question than it seems to answer. And then I was like, oh, I know what I'll do. I'll play video games. And I'm giving this anecdote because this past week was E3, which is like a big entertainment. Usually it's an in-person event. This time it was all digital online. It's where a bunch of video game publishers and companies, they show off a bunch of new games and new products and everything. I love video games. And so that's a great way for me to reduce my own anxiety because there's no expectations of anyone. I just play. I enjoy it. It is fun. I play on Xbox. I think Xbox Game Pass right now is like the best deal in video games because it's like, I don't know, $60 a year, maybe a little more now, but they give you so many free games. And there are so many new games that are coming to Game Pass, like day one, the first day that a new game is released, it's coming to Game Pass, including Forza Horizon 5, which is a fun racing game, the fifth in the series, obviously, hence the name, and the new Ford Bronco that is on the table behind me. That is a vehicle that is featured in that video game. So, I mean, I love that game. I love all video games, and so I'm excited very much for new stuff coming out. So E3 was this week. I think that's all my personal updates of what's going on. Like I said, a lot of stuff happening in my personal life, not as much happening on the channel, which brings me to another question I have, or more just a thought that I have that I'm asking to myself, and that's that I don't like when I look at my YouTube channel and it's like there's two videos and then a Josh Updates Stuff video, and then one video and then a Josh Updates Stuff video. And I can't always make like 4 videos per week. And so I think this may be better done as an update show once every 2 weeks, unless like a lot happens in a particular week. But what I'm saying is I'm not always going to hold myself to such a strict schedule. If there's not a lot that I have to update or talk about, I may skip an episode in a week, and that's okay. I'm telling myself that that's okay. You can have whatever opinion you want about that subject. It's my update show. All that to say, I think that is all that I have to say on this week's update video. But please let me know if you have questions for me or any commentary on any of the things that we've talked about today, or suggestions for the channel, for this show, for me, just in my personal life. I'm not going to do everything that everyone tells me to do, but I would love to hear other people's suggestions. Please communicate, question, do whatever you feel like doing that involves interacting with me. I am happy and excited to get the chance to interact with all of you. So, as always, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to like, subscribe, and tell your friends. Again, thank you so much for watching. I don't think I said thank you so much for watching when I started that outro, but thank you so much for watching now, and again, thank you so much for watching again. I'll see you next week.